Hello everyone, welcome to another video at the Vedic Cosmos. Today I'm going to talk about the origin of identity and consciousness. A very interesting topic. But let me start by quickly going over this big picture consisting of 5 essential truths. And as we've seen before, the living entities are right in the center of this worldview. Throughout history, across all civilizations, humans have always looked out into the universe and try to understand its workings. They begin always with the question, what is it that we are seeing? So we look out into the nature and understand what is it out there. Based on such studies, we can come up with understanding about arrangements in nature, and that's what constitutes modern scientific knowledge. How are we seeing is a question that's rarely asked, but it is asked in some circles. And finally, at a much later stage of development of knowledge, who is seeing is the right question to ask, and the answer is sought to that. This is called as the ascending process of accumulating knowledge. You start with what is it that we are seeing, and finally go on to answer who is seeing. Interestingly, matter is all that we see all around us. But finally, who is seeing is also understood in terms of matter. In other words, living beings are compared to complex arrangements of matter. As opposed to that, the Vedic worldview is very different. It starts with who is seeing, and later on it tries to answer the question, what is it that we're seeing? Who is seeing is fundamentally different than matter. It's understood to be a spiritual soul, a different type of energy than matter. And the way knowledge progresses is that what is it that we're seeing ends up as being the supreme soul, and matter only gets defined in relation to these two. As conscious beings, we continuously experience conscious states of awareness in all stages of our life. In the waking stage, we are conscious of our bodies and its movement. Even if the body is stationary, not very active, we are always conscious of our thoughts. The mind is always active. Even while being asleep, we are faintly conscious of our body, mind, and when we have dreams, we're also conscious of those dreams. In all these states of awareness, two things are certain. One is that I exist. The subject who is experiencing these states of awareness, that exists for sure. And the fact that I'm experiencing this awareness is made possible because I am conscious. So my existence as a subject and my consciousness are two fundamental aspects of reality. It is not difficult to acknowledge their existence, but to explain these aspects is extremely difficult. Understanding these two aspects of reality, one's self-identity and consciousness, are open problems in modern science. The difficulty with all attempts being made so far is that consciousness is trying to be explained in terms of matter. The Vedic perspective on consciousness is actually very different. It can be understood in terms of this picture shown here where the sun reflects its light off a water body like a lake. The sun is compared to the soul. The soul is the origin of all consciousness. But this soul's pure consciousness, when it is reflected in matter, that is what gives rise to one's sense of identity, also known as ego. And that is also what gives rise to consciousness that we experience. The consciousness we experience is itself not the soul, but it is a reflection of the soul in matter. Matter is defined in relationship to the soul. Matter is not a fundamental reality, but the soul is. In other words, consciousness and ego are perceptible symptoms of the soul. Consciousness and ego are perceptible symptoms of the soul. The soul is what gives rise to these fundamental aspects of reality. I'll say more about this in my next video. Thank you.